Jamie Foxx shares new photo 3 months after hospitalizations. Big things coming soon. Now, obviously, he did more than show a photo now. He's also put a video up on Instagram. To talk about it. I'm going to show that first. And then we're going to talk about They Clone Tyrone.
That was a very interesting movie with a lot of things to unpack if you watched it. Regina already hit everything pretty much on the head in the comment section.
Exactly.
As usual.
So we're gonna start with showing the video of Jamie Foxx. See what he had.
Oh, I like when she said this planet ain't nothing but some rinse, wash, repeat, nigga shit, recycle.
Rinse, wash, repeat, nigga shit.
Nigga shit.
All right, let me go ahead and play what Jamie had to say.
I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television show. I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through. And to be honest with you, my sister Deidre Dixon, my daughter Corinne Marie saved my life. So to them, to God, to a lot of great medical people, I'm able to leave you this video. I cannot tell you how great it feels to have your family.
Yeah, that's the name of the movie. They cloned Tyrone.
George says that's why Bernie Mac was murdered. He saw the clone facilities. I can't say I agree with that. For Bernie Mac to be successful as he was and to had a sitcom show means he was in the know and he knew what was going on. Possibly. What's your opinion on that?
On what?
Bernie Mac being murdered because he saw the clone facilities.
No, I don't know if he was. I don't know if he knew too much. That's why he was taken out. I believe that might have just been,
George said fully grown clones take days, not years. We told Keith what the name of the movie was. His face looks longer than usual.
I saw somebody say his skin tone looks lighter too.
No, that's the light from the camera
that
he's using. The lighting in the room. He's always had freckles. If you go back and look at pictures, he's had freckles.
Okay. Well,
Brandon said he looks weird. Maybe it's the angle and the lighting. Maybe it's the chromosomes.
Yeah, that too.
He was going to tell the world, and Steve Harvey snitched on him.
Steve Harvey did a lot of dirty stuff to Bernie Mac. So that
I don't believe that.
I do believe Steve Harvey was definitely doing a lot of dirty stuff to Bernie Mac, but I don't know if I could say
Bernie Mac was just this innocent. He didn't know about clones or shit what was going on in the industry. He was blind, oblivious to it. He knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. He did.
You know what I'm saying? If that stuff is not just a conspiracy that we believe is real, if that thing is really happening, it's probably more than likely he knew. More than likely. Although there are levels to the industry.
There are levels. And he reached a good level.
There's people who only know stuff that they believe they can handle.
True.
So how much they think you can close your mouth with is the only things they're gonna tell you.
I agree with that.
All right. Along with this whole thing with Jamie Foxx, we know before this movie came out a few weeks ago, was that last week or something? Jamie Foxx, or at least his account, put out a tweet or a message where he said, they didn't clone me, they cloned Tyrone. Which made me think, is it possible that this whole thing with Jamie Foxx is leading up to, because this so happened, when the movie comes out, he's back out, he's putting videos out.
And there was already rumors that he was being cloned in a facility.
Yeah, so you can either look at it either way. Either this was a rollout for the movie or there's some other stuff.
I'm torn between the two. Cause I think it's well possible that both. Yes, there's levels because clones is top level.
If he's in the medical industry,
go ahead.
If he's been in the medical facility, he's going to be lighter. We all get lighter when we are indoors in a long time, like in winter. Yes, true.
Exactly, Kiefer. He lied.
It was both. So you're saying it was a campaign and he's the hating God dialectic. I know that is from all sides. All right. Now the movie itself, They Clone Tyrone. If you haven't watched it yet, They Clone Tyrone is a movie on Netflix starring Jamie Foxx and John Boyega.
Why I dropped it down to half. Had to take away half a
Teyona
star.
Paris. She was really good in this movie.
Who?
How you say her name? Teyona?
The young lady?
Yeah.
Yes, she was. She was
And
good in the movie.
Jamie was good in the movie.
Everybody
and
was
John
good.
Let me tell you something. Before we get into this movie, we was watching the movie, and about 70-some% through the movie, Travis say, well, that dude look familiar. Ain't that Nigerian dude? And I was like, oh, Lord. So, you know how Travis is.
The gold teeth and the gold teeth and stuff had me a little distracted.
You didn't pay attention to who it was.
I wasn't paying attention to who it was at first.
All right, so the movie itself is about, the main character being John Boyega. He is a drug dealer living in the hood. They start the movie, let you know that this is the hood. The kids are used to this environment. It's just a very negative environment. Drug uses, prostitution all over the place.
He's a very serious dude, and he's about his paper.
Very, very serious. Very, I don't want to go this far, but it reminds me of how they portray the prophets. How they're always very stern and strict. They're not. They know laughing. Happy time, because when you know what's really going on around you, you're not really happy as often. But anyway, so then you got Jamie Foxx, who's his pimp, and then his one of his hoes. they are his, what you would call, sidekicks, I guess. And he's going around and collecting his money, and then he ends up having an incident happen. And they find out at some point that somebody is cloned. Now, the reason why they find out somebody is cloned because one of the characters is gunned down. They see them gunned down.
The main character.
The main character is gunned down, but he comes back and like nothing happened. He doesn't know what happened.
Well, he sees somebody that looks like him walking in the street, and the car comes and picks him up and then drives off.
So he didn't know what's going. The black trucks. What will most people say? You see those CIA or intelligence agency, how they drive around.
In real life, it's white trucks riding around here. That's another story.
But I'm gonna go ahead and make this quicker. So basically, the first elevator they find to this laboratory, right? The first elevator they find, you'll notice it's underneath a family house. That's where it starts.
But they also have it in churches.
I'm saying the first one they find is in the family house. They go down in this. They find out one of them is cloned, and they found this powdery substance. He think it's cocaine. The pimp, Jamie Foxx character, think it's cocaine, but it's not. They end up and they end up shooting this white guy, right? And the white guy, all the white guys that are a part of this program have afros. Which is weird. They end up shooting him. They run. They leave, and then they end up finding.
Is this a spoiler or?
Yeah, I guess it's a spoiler. I mean, what? I mean, that character is not really. The end is what's the twist. It's not the rest of the movie. But anyway, they end up going to a chicken spot, and they're eating this chicken, and everybody's laughing. And Jamie Foxx puts 2 and 2 together and says, we shouldn't be eating this. And that reminded me of the Popeye's chicken situation. How for about a month, it was just chaos about that chicken. It was insane. And it's the same thing that happened in this show.
And then when they're in the script club, and the white guy with the afro sees them, and he changes the music, and it changes their behavior. Well, he puts on that trap music, the slow one, and it makes them drowsy, and then you remember he put on the other music, and it makes them want to fight.
Well, that's what they were doing down in the laboratory underground. They were testing to see the reaction, the mind control, how they can control people with music and all this other stuff, sound effects, all type of stuff, words, which goes into the MK Ultra thing.
Control. He did. He said Olympus Black.
That's how he was able to control the.
And they was able to control them by saying those words.
But in the overall synopsis of this, basically this movie is about how the government was using black people as test subjects to perpetuate an environment.
They did your food, your music, your church, grape juice.
Well, that was the communion one.
That was the communion, but they used grape juice.
Yeah.
So
in this whole movie, if you look at it from it's obviously a metaphor. Instead of them cloning people, they're not really, in real life, we can look at this and apply it to what we actually see. They're not cloning the people. They're cloning the environment and making sure they continue to put it in every city that we consider a majority black city to get the same effect as in the movie.
And they only clone your leaders or people they find to be prominent in the community.
They only clone people who have influence. So pastors, drug dealers, pimps. They make sure to clone the people who have some level of influence over the population to continue to perpetuate the cycle.
which is what Regina said.
It's just crazy. It's a good movie though. Very good movie.
Regina, Kiefer said next time we should do a watch party. I think we all have Netflix.
She said,
Unfortunately,
I think
we do.
I think we do.
Crab cakes first, then the party, and not before. Netflix and crab cakes. That sounds cool. Can cakes sound delicious with extra tartar sauce? LOL. Crab cakes. Crab is not good for you. It's bottom of the barrel type food. You shouldn't be eating crab cakes.
Oh man. So Bernie Mac saw when they were clones fights and kill each other. Go ahead.
And it really disturbed him. Side note, how do you think Kevin Hart be so many places doing on time during interviews and events? The movie sounds interesting. It's very interesting, Kiva. It is good. I would give it a 9, but because they had a tether in there, I had to drop it down to an 8.5.
Basically,
it's going to hold your attention the whole movie.
Yeah, it's going to hold your attention. If I had to compare it to other movies, it's like what's that movie with Jim Carrey?
The Truman Show.
It's like Truman Show because at some point, that's another part I want to talk about. During the movie, John Boyega's character, he finds out what's really going on around him, and the woman that's with them, she tries to come to him to continue. We got to fix this. The city is broken. And he just starts to feel so down on himself. That's another part.
She said, "Why 8.5 and out of 10? Because no movie is perfect. You ain't getting no 10 out of me."
I forgot another part. The Olympic black part, right? So when they find out what's going on, they get caught out of the strip club, and like Travis said, he plays the music and make them chase the main characters to try to harm them.
Yes.
The white guy who's running the whole operation says Olympic black. He makes the clones do what he wants them to do. After this, and I always saw that as the black man being the target, and how they used he's the one who's used. I mean, he's the one these things are used to affect to make the neighborhood or the city negative.
True.
You make sure he's the one that's the target, so that the influence will go across and spread across the neighborhood.
I agree. Regina said, I give the movie a 9 out of 10 too, just for the gems. That's why we get a 9 out of 10 for the gems. Kevin admitted he has a lot of clones.
Life imitating
what interview
art.
was that? Life imitating art.
And also, so after that situation where when he showed that he can have influence over the clones, he went home and she tried to convince him to go back and try to figure out what's going on and fix the situation. And he was so down and he realized everything was fake. That reminded me of the Truman Show movie. How he realized everything around him is fake. And he also felt so defeated. It showed that the black man's defeat and his unwillingness to compete and try to dominate because he, in that moment, felt powerless.
True.
And it also reminded me of another movie.
Jesus, man.
It was another movie it reminded me of. Not just the Truman Show. I forgot what it is. But anyway.
The world is a metaphysical, organically synthesized stage. Facts at George Regina.
All right. So yeah, I would give the movie a 9. I would give it a 9. I think it's one of the better films. I got a question for y'all too. Do y'all think it's strange that we'll give a movie like this a 9, but are any of y'all going to go back and watch this movie? Has movies and TV shows lost replay value, no matter how good they are? Or is it only certain shows, like comedies and all that stuff? Are those the only shows that get replay value, you think?
I don't know.
Because I wouldn't go back and watch this movie, but it was a good movie.
Yeah, I'm a 5. 1 out of 10. Thank you, George. Travis is a 5 at best. Thank you. Y'all see he rating me in the comment section?
I have to watch this instead of Oppenheimer tonight. Yeah, they've been talking about that movie too. Y'all see how that movie Barbie doing?
I heard that movie.
The baby dolls Barbie. There's a movie out for it. It's gonna do like 300 million first opening week.
Wow. What's the name of that movie? The Hispanic got that movie, The Beetle.
Yeah,
they ain't doing too well.
I don't go back and watch newer movies and if I'm saying like what's going on, even though no matter how good we might think the movie is, the replay value just doesn't seem to be there anymore. I don't know what it is.
Regina said, "Thumbs down, clown." Who's she talking to?
It's Kiefer.
Yeah, I said, oh, sorry, Kiefer. Kiefer, who are you talking to? Thumbs down, clown.
My niece saw Barbie and loved it. No surprise. Yeah, that movie is doing really, really well.
They got a Barbie show coming out to Santa Monica, and they paid $30 an hour for security. Oh, he worked there.
I would have thought that Little Mermaid would have done these type of numbers.
Well, it was a black. Yeah, white people wasn't fucking with it.
Yeah, they were gonna give it to him.